All right, there we go. There we go. There we go. How is that? Ooh, sheesh. No sound. There's sound now, right? Was the theme going through? Let's hope, right? So, yes. And if for some reason this thing over here is, hold on. I might have to go get on to some little girls. All right, there we go. Theme came in through fine. Am I coming in through fine? Nice and loud, clear, crisp. All that, right? Okay. So I have been sick the last since Saturday, honestly. Been sick as fuck. I'm still fucking going through it right now. I'm trying to get better. I am. I'm pulling through. But yeah. What the fuck is going on here? There. Well, that was stupid. Why wasn't it fucking connected? All right. Story of my life. Right, maybe. Nope. Fucking streamer bot like gets on my nerves. There we go. And then that can go there. Okay. So I do have a video we're going to watch. Ta-da! All right. So we're going to watch this. We're going to hope the browser comes through. If not, we'll be able to fix that. I will be tweaking things here and there. Yeah. Eventually I'll have this shit racked up. We're not doing a game this week because there are certain things I need to get specifically ready for games. However, I have massively upgraded my PC, right? I've went from an AM3 socketed chip to an AM5 socketed chip. I went from a 2000 series graphics card to a very, very high-end 4000 graphics card series. I've added an extra 12 gigs of RAM on top of what I already have. Maybe more. 16 gigs of RAM on top of what I've already done. Had before, right? And then I had a all right, hold on a second. Girls want to come say hi, guys.
Take off the mini bike helmet. He has my mini bike helmet on.
It's fine. It's just an actual helmet. Helmets be helmets. You have to.
It's following you.
Yep. Get up there. Get up there. There we go.
Hold on. No. You're not jumping on.
That's not gonna work. Yeah, you're gonna eat like the back of the helmet if you do that.
I know.
So, blah.
What you watching?
Murder mystery. We're gonna react to a murder mystery.
Behold the Ramirez. No, we did.
Behold the what?
I don't know how to say that name.
Oh, behold the Rameries. Yeah, it's RAM. I was going through the upgrades that the PC actually has.
Uncle.
Yeah, Harley say, I love you, Crouch Goblin. He sees you guys.
He can't see me.
Love you too, Squatch.
It's pretty simple. I can just whirple.
He can't see me. He still can't see me. No.
No what?
Okay, it left me. Thank
Yeah.
God.
I mean, it can straight up follow you. Here, let me just do this. Boop. She's the one that wanted to come on in the show and shit, you know.
Rawr.
Yeah, that's little Otto. And of course, the one right above is me, Jess. She's been in and out of the show forevers.
I did it. What? Oh, your dad saved you from that one.
Go on.
Go. Okay, let's go. Yeah. Girl, come on.
I'm coming.
You already broke this helmet enough.
Goodness.
Ooh. I don't need you guys getting me sick too.
Ha, ha, ha.
Dad got me sick.
Get sick. Get wrecked.
Yeah, you got me sick.
Get wrecked. That's so funny. They're all blaming me because I got him sick. I got sick while I was up in Kansas City getting my computer, by the way. Because there's only like fucking 20 micro centers in the entire fucking world, and one of them has to be, you know, hours away. So I made a weekend of it. Yeah, I think the power supply is still 850. It's a super flower. And then yeah, the boot drive I've increased by over 500 gigs. Sif, Jesus fuck, man. Why do all these bitches have to be up on my shit getting on to me? Here, go. Goodbye. You guys know I'm kidding, right? Oh, that's funny. I need to make that to where it works on all of them. But yeah, like super more memory. All in all, like collectively, I think I got about 8 more terabytes on the PC. Just fucking to fuck around with and shit. So yay. All right. Well, we're gonna watch this video. This is a request from you guys, and we's going to watch it. Wop. I got that working. Kinda. It's a little shoddy, but I got it working. Okay, what the fuck is this? Hello? Okay. Fair use, motherfuckers! Okay. November 14th, 2017. That's the year I lost my virginity. That was a lie.
All right, we're just gonna start easy. Can you give me your name, age, and where you're from?
Okay. My name is Dwight Nixon. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm 37 years old.
And your wife?
My wife's name is Emily Nixon. She's from Springfield, Tennessee. We both are living here now.
Where is your wife now?
Emily went missing 32 days ago.
Wait, that's super loud? For real? Like the browser's super loud? Like this is overpowering me.
Do you know what might
when
have
I'm
happened to her?
talking? Or is it about the same?
No. But I plan to find out.
Did you kill your wife? My name is Kaiser Whitmire. Me and my college classmate Charlie Burris are film students in Nashville, Tennessee. We read about the disappearance of Emily Nixon and her husband Dwight's ongoing search.
Hold on. I just got a wheel. I got a thing here. I might not be able to watch this with you guys. Here we go. From YouTube, heads up, we've detected a video in your stream belonging to someone else. Your stream may be temporarily blocked if you plan to continue. Please ensure that the content owner has added your channel to their allow list. We're not going to watch this. Basically. So, fairies doesn't count. God damn. Oh, well. Ain't that some bullshit? Ain't that about some bullshit? That's okay, though. Let's see here. Grenade Baby, Condemned House, Dark Forest. Something 4chan. We're gonna go with that. Yeah, a bit. It's a super bit loud. All right, so here's my dilemma here, Harley. You could always turn it down, right? If it's too loud, and it's fine, right? You could turn it down to like 2 notches above regular volume and still be able to hear it, and it's fine. Right? But some people might not be able to hear it at all. Like, you might be able to hear it on TV perfectly fine, right? But then, like, you're on a phone outside in a park and you can't fucking hear shit, right? I would rather it be too loud than, you know, not loud enough. So I got to find that balance where it's loud as fuck, even like the browser, right? Or the channel, right? To what I'm showing, right? I need that to be loud as fuck. But I don't want it to be like overpowering me when I'm going to talk. I still want to be on top of that. Get what I'm saying? Like, I want to still be able to talk over the show normally, right? And not be drowned out by whatever we're watching or viewing. You get what I'm saying? So if it's loud as fuck, and then I'm louder as fuck, just turn down your fucking phone or TV. If it's loud as fuck, and I'm quieter it, and you just can't hear me, like it's going, and I'm like, then yeah, let me know. Get what I'm saying? Okay, cool. So we'll watch this. You let me know if there's an issue.
November 29, 2007, an anonymous 4chan.
Oh yeah, 6 most disturbing 4chan threads. This is already top tier, scary as fuck. Cause fucking 4chan.
User uploaded a disturbing post with the words, "If anyone can correctly guess their own post number, I will tell you where she is buried." Eerily, the post was accompanied by an image of a teenage girl. For context, on 4chan, each thread is assigned a unique post number, which is completely random and serves as an identifier for that specific post. These kinds of posts where the OP would reward other users with something if they managed to guess their exact post number were pretty common. But the rewards themselves were rarely this dark and specific. You can probably understand how the creepy nature of this particular post instantly caught the attention of so many people. It's worth mentioning that the dates and times from the screenshots shown are the archive dates and times, meaning they're not accurate. But over the following minutes after the post was made, several other users jumped in to guess their post numbers. And just 15 minutes later, a user correctly guessed theirs. After which the OP made good on their promise and said, "Winner, here you go," and then a set of coordinates. Strangely, the coordinates pointed to a pretty random patch of trees on the side of a county road about 50 miles east of El Dorado, Kansas. But as it was later revealed, there was nothing random about.
What? 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 Dude, that's so fucking close. That's so fucking close to where I live. Holy shit.
The location. The girl in the image in the anonymous user's post was 18-year-old Emily Sander, a Butler Community College student who had gone missing a little less than a week before the disturbing post was made. Shockingly, the police found Sanders' partially clothed body around an hour after the coordinates were revealed at the exact coordinates provided by the user. It's important to mention that by the time the uploader revealed the coordinates on 4chan, the cops had already been investigating Emily's disappearance for a few days, and they were already zeroing in on a suspect. As the investigation had revealed, Emily had disappeared on November 23rd of that year after leaving a bar outside El Dorado with a man named Israel Miralles. According to 2 witnesses, Israel had bought Emily and her friends drinks at a Chinese restaurant in El Dorado before accompanying them at a bar called The Retreat. After the 2 left the bar, Emily was never seen alive again. Following the finding of some pretty compelling evidence of Israel's involvement in Emily's disappearance, the authorities put out a warrant for his arrest. But by then, Israel had already fled to Mexico. Fortunately, due to the severity of the crimes, the cops were able to extradite him back to Kansas for interrogation. During his testimony, the suspect claimed that after they had left the bar, he and Emily had gone back to a motel room together. According to his version of the events, at one point in the night, another man had shown up at the motel room and tried to rob him, after which he allegedly left the motel alone. When he came back a few hours later, Sanders was supposedly dead. The story is already kind of hard to believe, especially when you factor in that after allegedly finding the lifeless victim in the room, Israel claimed that he panicked, put her body in the trunk of his car, and headed to a house where his 16-year-old pregnant girlfriend was staying in nearby Baxter Springs.
What the
Again,
fuck?
this was already a huge stretch, and it didn't exactly help Israel's case that investigators found a large knife and clothing with his DNA in a trash can at his girlfriend's home in Baxter Springs. When it was more than obvious that Israel was responsible for the crime, a judge sentenced him to life in prison without parole. As for the 4chan thread, I couldn't find any official confirmation that the post was uploaded by Israel. And it's worth mentioning that because the coordinates were revealed a little under an hour before the cops officially announced where they had found Emily, the thread could have been opened by someone on the police force who knew about the location before the public. Still, there's a very real possibility that the 4chan post was uploaded by the killer himself, adding an even more disturbing layer to an already horrific crime. On August 25, 2009, a 4chan user
Fucking Kansas, man. It's lit here.
opened a thread with the title, "Look What I Found." The caption read, "So I was looting through some stuff my dad left when he died and I found this. The old bastard had a live grenade. It seems kinda old but looks okay to me. What would the random board do with it?" Next to the caption was an image of the OP's hand holding what appeared to be a live grenade. For the next 15 minutes, the thread was flooded with all kinds of comments from users all around the world, with some claiming that the grenade was fake and asking the uploader for proof that it was made out of real metal and wasn't just a plastic imitation. Let me see the bottom of it. Bottom. It's plastic, lol. No plastic, dimwit, it's all metal. With this comment, the OP included an image of himself holding up a lighter to a grenade, which is obviously a horrific idea. Still, it was nothing compared to what was coming. Disturbingly, some of the other commenters encouraged the poster to throw the grenade in the toilet, saying things like, "Toss in toilet, don't flush, wait for epic fountain." You would think that the OP would be able to interpret the comment as a joke, but sure enough, a few minutes later he posted another image, this time showing his hand holding the live grenade over the toilet along with the caption, should I? This is where the story gets pretty disturbing. After posting this image, the OP suddenly went silent. Over the following minutes, other commenters jumped in to ask him what he ended up doing with the grenade, but there was no response from the OP. Shortly after, a commenter uploaded a screenshot of an article that had been published by a news station in Guatemala that same day. Chillingly, the article broke the story of a 17-year-old boy named Oscar Lopez who had passed away after detonating a live grenade in the bathroom of his house. According to the article, the boy's dad had been involved in the military at some point, which explains why it was in his home. Because of the timing, most of the commenters concluded that Oscar Lopez was the OP and immediately condemned the users who encouraged him to throw the grenade in the toilet. In the weeks following the incident, several news stations from Spanish-speaking countries published the story, which brought a lot of attention to the original thread on 4chan. Over the years, the story of Oscar's grenade has been reposted all over the internet thousands of times. And it's made its way into dozens of YouTube videos covering the most disturbing incidents caused by online threads. However, through my research, I wasn't able to find the original article or anything that would indicate that the story was real. Even after spending hours searching through online archives, I found absolutely no trace of the original article, which suggests that the article could have been faked. The only articles I did find were the ones that were published after the incident and cited only the original, non-existent article as their source. It's also pretty suspicious that the article was allegedly published pretty much within an hour of the OP's last comment, which further supports the idea that the whole thing was faked. It's possible that the OP himself could have posted the photoshopped article screenshot from another account to get attention. Or that he could have made the original post and then went quiet to get a reaction from the crowd, after which another user could have jumped in to keep the story going with a fake news article. Although, it's still very possible this is real, and the original article has just since been lost to time. Because the incident is over 15 years old at this point, we'll likely never know the whole truth. Back in 2009, dozens of 4chan users started to bring attention to a pretty strange phenomenon that was taking place all over the internet, in which some mysterious comments about key lime pie were cropping up on countless websites, blogs, and forums everywhere online. Although the original 4chan threads in which these discussions took place have since been deleted, I was able to find some more recent Reddit threads covering the same key lime pie phenomenon. In 2016, Reddit user KeyLimeWTF uploaded a long post about his or her investigation into the whole thing, and it read, "So, I'm just gonna throw this one out there since I haven't found anyone who's investigated or discussed this super weird, almost nonsensical mystery. To begin, I was reading a story in my local college newspaper. In fact, it was the most read article on the site. There were 3 comments on the story itself, and one of them seemed utterly strange. There's an absurd amount of references to pop culture names as well as some political names. But the subject of every line relates back to, more often than not, these things. Mrs. Anita Pelaez, Captain Coochie Pelaez, Key Lime Pie, some Coochie's restaurant, North Carolina near the Biltmore Estate, Key West, Florida. And not every post is exactly the same, but some are. Some reference weird pop culture icons, while some just seem to be weird out-of-place pie recipes. The oldest post we found was from 2009, with the most recent being an awful TMZ story. Super weird, but if you were to Google or research those names associated with key lime pie, what you would discover is that this has been posted all over US media sites. A couple of things here that we discovered down the rabbit hole. Coochie's Key West Bar and Grill existed in one way or another. It's listed on local eatery websites and Google Maps, but there's really no information as to what exactly it was. The majority of the posts we found were done by a Jake Carson, a fake name, or by celebrity/political figures. Nothing totally makes sense, yet everything is related. Also, who would go through this much trouble for something as ridiculous as key lime pie for a restaurant that isn't real? I found that pretty much everything the OP was talking about in their post was perfectly true. There are indeed thousands upon thousands of strange comments and reviews about Captain Coochie's key lime pies on countless random websites. And a lot of these comments have appeared on sites that have absolutely nothing to do with pie, such as this extremely long and somewhat inappropriate comment that was posted on a memorial site for a woman from San Jose who passed away at 74. As I also found, a lot of these comments are posted in articles and blogs revolving around suggestive content, such as this other one that appears in an article about a dating show. It reads, "That Captain Coochie Pelaez of Coochieridaville over in Asheville, North Carolina sure enough is one wild and crazy guy. All the women are so wild about him and his famous cheeseburgers and key lime pies." But even though these comments are definitely weird, these are just 2 of thousands of accounts that have been created to post these comments everywhere online. As you might have noticed, the phrasing of these rants seem to follow a bit of a pattern. In pretty much all of the comments, almost all the words have been capitalized where they shouldn't be, and the poster always signs off in the same way, with 3 dots after the last word, followed by a fake name. I found that these comments have also been made on random Facebook posts. As you might have guessed, a bunch of people over the years have reached out to these Facebook accounts, and the responses they've gotten have been pretty disturbing, as you can see in this 2016 Reddit thread. The post reads, "I decided to send Coochie Pelaez a message and ask him when the world can know who Captain Coochie is. I didn't expect a reply, but roughly a month later Coochie replied, 'There's just no medicine like an all-natural key lime pie made from scratch.' Plus a bunch of other garbled nonsense about key lime pie. After a little bit of back and forth, the user asked Captain Coochie for the address of the restaurant, and this was the response they got. 'Close your eyes, let your ears listen to the radio. Do you hear my voice? Can you hear your own soul scream? Let me choose. My voice that predicts the future or your tormented reach. What do you choose? You can choose. Your life, your future. As smart as you are, you may have already found out that the radio drama from 75 years ago was the truth. They are on our planet, and they watch and see everything. Don't trust anyone. Don't trust the police. They are already controlled by them. And a few more lines of paranoid ranting. Strangely, the original message was,
I'm here to kick ass and chew bubblegum. And I'm all out of gum.
sent in Swedish, which is the Reddit user's native language. What makes this disturbing is that there was nothing on the user's profile indicating that their first language was Swedish, which indicates that Captain Coochie could have stalked the user. And eerily, this wasn't the only time this happened. Whenever people reached out to these accounts to ask for information about the key lime pie phenomenon, they would often receive strange responses with very specific information about their lives that the key lime pie people had no reason to know. The rabbit hole in this mystery goes pretty deep, but some things have been confirmed to be true. For example, as mentioned in the Key Lime WTF's Reddit post, Coochie's Key West Bar and Grill was a real place in Asheville, North Carolina. According to dozens of Reddit users, the original owners were Oswald C. Pelaez, aka Coochie, and his wife Anita Pelaez. But interestingly, even though the random comments and reviews are almost all about pie, the restaurant was actually known for its burgers. Still, despite this information, it's hard to understand where the connection is between the restaurant and the 15-year-long campaign to flood the internet with strange reviews about their key lime pies. Over the years, this has led thousands of people all over the internet to come up with all kinds of theories to explain the phenomenon. The first theory is that all of the comments and reviews are coming from a single poster. Technically, this is a possibility. I mean, it's not uncommon for people with extreme obsessive personalities to become fixated on something as random as key lime pie and dedicate years to spreading bizarre content across the internet. However, the sheer volume of posts, accounts, and languages involved makes this kind of hard to believe. If you think about it, this would require the poster to individually open and verify thousands and thousands of sub-accounts, which would require a ton of different email addresses and more time than we can imagine. This is why a lot of people have suggested that all of these comments could be coming from a bot. The fact that all the comments are written in a similar style makes this a possibility, but there's one major caveat here. Over the past couple of decades, Google has really cracked down on bot accounts, making it increasingly difficult for random bots to open accounts and post comments on random blogs and sites. And sure, this could be a pretty advanced bot that's been updated over the years to beat Google's security measures, but there's really very little motive for anyone to take the time to design something like this. So, in the absence of a solid explanation, some slightly more disturbing theories have been proposed by the online community. According to one of the most popular ones, these comments could be a coded method of communication for some sort of cult or underground organization with nefarious purposes. This could explain the endless, seemingly random pop culture references and indecipherable strings of garbled text with random capitalization. I also found some Reddit comments where the users alleged that Coochie's Key West Bar and Grill was being used as a cover-up for something more sinister. For example, in 2017, a user posted a comment saying, "I grew up in Arden and drove by it nearly every day of my life and never once saw more than one car there. When I reached my 20s, I assumed it was a money laundering operation or something similar. A friend of mine actually ate there once many years ago. If I recall correctly, it was empty and the food was unremarkable. It had never occurred to me to do the same." This is honestly just one of those mysteries that you could make an entire documentary series about and you'd still barely be scratching the surface. To this day, nobody really knows where all these comments are coming from, who's posting them, and why or even how many people are involved in this whole campaign. And considering how deep the rabbit hole goes with this one, we can safely assume that it'll probably stay that way for a long time. On Christmas Day 2014, an anonymous 4chan user opened a pretty disturbing thread with the words, "I bought a Wii U, but it was broken, so I opened the Wii U, and this thing was inside. What is this?" Next to the captions, the user uploaded a couple of images of some sort of brown, oval-shaped object inside the console. At first glance, the OP thought it was probably something an animal had left in there, but a few minutes later, he followed up with some images that looked like something straight out of a nightmare. Apparently, the brown object was some sort of spider nest, and as soon as the OP cracked it open, it looked like this. A few minutes later, the poster commented, "At least the spiders are already dead. Whatever happened, it's an egg opened too soon or an egg that never managed to open. The spiders must have devoured each other to stay alive and eventually grew to max capacity and truly died. The size shows they're adults, but the color shows they literally have no plating or skin. 3 minutes later, the OP gave a chilling update saying, "This one was still alive." And this is where the thread starts to get a little disturbing. Just a few seconds later, another user commented on the post saying, "Okay, I googled it for you, OP. That's a dirt dauber nest. The spiders are paralyzed inside of it. If they're not dead by now and they're actually fresh catches, they're gonna be waking up soon." And responding to the image of the live spider the OP posted, the user warned, "This spider kind of looks like a brown recluse. If you let it sting you, your arm is gonna start rotting while you're alive." Responding to the original picture of the spiders, another user commented, "By the looks of it, the last one just woke up, and the dirt dauber might not even have started laying its larvae yet. If that's the case, these might all just be paralyzed. Also, I'm afraid for OP's life, since the spider that did wake up looks like a brown recluse, and if that's actually the case, the OP has a dirt dauber nest full of brown recluses. He's in for one hell of a ride." Over the next several minutes, dozens of other users jumped in the chat to warn the OP not to provoke the spiders under any circumstances. Fortunately, shortly after, the OP posted a final update to the thread saying, "OP here, they weren't dead and they started to move. I ran out of my house and called the exterminator. I'm posting from my cell phone." It's pretty disturbing to think that a nest of poisonous spiders could be growing inside of one of your consoles without you knowing it. And according to another commenter, it's actually pretty common for dirt daubers to do this. Thankfully, it looks like the OP was okay. In March 2020, an anonymous 4chan user posted an image of a missing girl named Lisa Irwin, along with a set of coordinates that point to a random location in the middle of the trees somewhere in Lakeside Village, Kansas. For context, Lisa had gone missing in October.
Why we fucking picking on Kansas today, man? Why we picking on Kansas? This ain't... Man... We're fucking...
2011, when she was just a 10-month-old baby. That day, Jeremy Irwin, Lisa's dad, came back in Lakeside Village, Kansas. For context, Lisa had gone missing in October 2011 when she was just a 10-month-old baby. That day, Jeremy Irwin, Lisa's dad, came back from work at 4 a.m. and immediately called the cops when he saw his daughter was missing from her crib. Disturbingly, he mentioned to his wife Deborah that the front door was unlocked and that 3 cell phones were missing. During the investigation, a bunch of really strange things started happening, and it was hard for the cops to make sense of anything. Even though some witnesses had reported seeing a strange man carrying a baby wearing a diaper near the area where Lisa had gone missing, they didn't have enough evidence to arrest a particular suspect. Surveillance video from the area showed a man dressed in white leaving a wooded area near the Irwin's house at 2:30 a.m., but the suspect the cops brought in as a result of the footage had rock-solid alibis. Chillingly, when the cops searched the Irwin's house that same year, dogs picked up the scent of a dead body in Deborah's bedroom. When the authorities confronted her about it, she claimed she didn't initially look for her daughter because she was afraid of what she might find. This was just the first in a series of strange claims and contradictions that Lisa's mom would find herself in. Later, she would allege that the last time she had seen her baby, it had been around 10:30 p.m. But after, she confessed that she had been drinking with a friend and didn't remember when the last time she saw her daughter was. Investigators also accused Deborah of failing a lie detector test, and even her own best friend told the police that Deborah had a dark side and that she believed she could have been responsible for the disappearance of her own daughter. Strangely, the cops later found that one of the 3 cell phones that were taken from the house had made a 50-second call late on the night Lisa went missing. But both Deborah and Jeremy denied making the call. When the cops investigated the call, they found that it had been made to a Kansas City woman named Megan Wright. Interestingly, Megan had once been in a relationship with a suspect in the case, a drifter who lived in a halfway house close to the Irwins. Still, she denied being the one who had picked up the phone on the night of Lisa's disappearance. To this day, the cops are convinced that whoever made that call is responsible for whatever happened to Lisa, but in the absence of new evidence, the case went cold for a very long time. The image you see in the 4chan thread is actually an age-progressed picture released by the authorities to help the public identify the victim, and it shows what Lisa would have looked like at 7 years old. As soon as the user posted the coordinates, some of the commenters started suspecting that the OP was the perpetrator, and that the coordinates pointed to the location in the middle of the woods where Lisa's body was located. One user commented, "I just emailed this thread to 2 local NBC affiliates in Kansas that cover the Thompsonville and Oskaloosa area. Hopefully this is legit and we can finally do some good and bring peace to a family." But even though a lot of people got in touch with the police over the leaked coordinates, frustratingly, nothing really came of them. And it's unclear if the cops just didn't investigate the coordinates, or if they did but they didn't find anything there. To this day, Lisa's disappearance has created more questions than answers. Was it the guy who was seen in the surveillance footage? Was it the parents? Or the 4chan user? We'll likely never know. As you probably know, one of the most popular features of 4chan was that it allowed its users to stay completely anonymous, which was part of the culture of the forum. Still, some users chose to have a username to put more weight behind their words and engage in genuine social interactions with others. This was the case with user UTV, who was very active on the 4chan sports board back in the day. Based on his post, UTV was an Englishman who followed the Premier League, was a fan of Aston Villa striker Christian Benteke, and hated Manchester City. Most of his interactions in the boards he participated in are pretty much exactly what you'd expect from a slightly aggressive sports fan in an online board. But there was one thing that made UTV's post stand out in the sea of 4chan threads. Strangely, UTV had a secret admirer, an anonymous user who tracked, archived, and followed every single one of UTV's posts and comments across more than 250 threads. Whenever UTV posted anything, the anonymous user would archive his posts, comment on them, and summarize his activities with perfect precision. At first, it was kind of funny, and it seemed like the user was just a troll who liked to mess with UTV for no particular reason. And it seemed like the trolling had the desired effect, as UTV would often blurt out some pretty aggressive comments at the anonymous user, frustrated with the level of obsession the user had developed towards him. In one thread, UTV commented, "Archiving my posts in here is one thing, but you're actually stalking me in other threads too. Get a life." After weeks of stalking and obsessing over UTV's every move, the user earned himself the nickname The Archiver from other board members who found his activities hilarious. Unfortunately for UTV, the more he engaged with the archiver, the more the archiver would obsess over logging, categorizing, summarizing, praising, and decorating his posts. And like I said, at first it was kind of funny, especially if you were just a random 4chaner watching the whole thing develop from a distance. But after a few weeks, the plot took a pretty creepy turn. In July 2013, the archiver was no longer satisfied with simply logging the posts, so he started composing songs and poems based on UTV's interests and personality, including a limerick that read, "There was once a young Phil from Kent who loved to call Frodo an ent. He bet against Villa in a 3-1 thriller. They lost and his money was sent." It's worth noting that UTV's real name was actually Phil, meaning the archiver had started finding out more and more personal information about him as time went on. Over the following weeks, the archiver progressed from songs and poems to other kinds of worship and obsession, which included making ink blot tests featuring UTV's posts, as well as designing detailed floor plans for the home he would like to live in if he and UTV ever moved in together. He even made preparations for UTV's funeral with detailed instructions for his family to follow on the day of the ceremony. The madness continued for several weeks, until on October 7, the archiver made his final post about UTV in the TRB board saying, "I have been with UTV for 255 threads. This is the last one. My parents have discovered my UTV works, and they have insisted I remove everything of the type from my computer and be done with it. They will be monitoring my activities now to ensure I cannot do it anymore. This is my final message. I'm sorry to UTV, and I hope he sees this and understands. I have one more gift to share with him. This 97-page document contains every personal work I've created that involves UTV in any way. It is for him. I do not want anyone else to read it. However, I cannot stop you from doing so." As the entire internet soon found out, the archiver wasn't lying about the document. He literally compiled an almost 100-page PDF featuring everything he had written and designed over almost 5 months of insane obsession over a random dude on 4chan. The Phil Marillion, as the archiver titled the document, contained detailed information about Phil's posts, his interests, and his interactions with the archiver. On the front page, an explanation for the document reads, "Why am I doing this? Because UTV is my passion, my hobby, and my social life. I love him, and I love archiving his posts. Archiving his posts isn't enough. They are my bread and butter, but this is the salt and pepper on the sandwich that spices it up." The rest of the 97-page document is about as crazy as you'd expect from a guy who spent all his waking hours stalking another guy on 4chan. It contains detailed stories and fantasies involving the archiver and UTV, a detailed plan to make UTV like him more, pictures of inventions and gadgets the archiver designed using snippets of UTV's posts. An incredibly dark and meticulously planned blueprint to abduct UTV and hold him hostage for £40 million. And so much more stuff that you can't even imagine. When the archiver shared his masterwork, Phil responded only with a question mark and then vanished forever from
That
4chan.
shit is weird. Kind of
To
funny,
this
but it's
day,
weird.
the internet still doesn't
It's funny
know what
'cause
to
no
make
one's
of the
gotten hurt so
archiver or his
far.
motivations behind obsessing over a stranger to such an insane degree. Some allege mental illness, others think the archiver just genuinely loved Phil. But whatever the case, the PDF served as a wake-up call to be careful who you talk to or give
Marillion.
information about yourself online, because you never really know what they're doing with it.
That was fucking nuts. Like, really fucking crazy.
Devil's Footprints. According to a Wikipedia article I found, back in 1855 in East and South Devon, England, a weird incident took place that left witnesses pretty confused and disturbed. As the story goes, in February of that
Forgot to
year,
like that
there was a
video.
very heavy
I'll go back to the
snowstorm, and the next morning there were more
Boop.
than 30 reports from different locations in England of a seemingly endless single-file trail of hoof-like prints in the snow. Witnesses of the incident allegedly claimed the prints covered over 100 miles of terrain, which, according to Wikipedia, left a lot of people pretty puzzled as to what had caused them. Strangely,
A fawn. Or, you know, the Jersey Devil. Or any kind of humanoid hooved creature.
the article also mentions that the hoofprints appeared on rooftops, haystacks, and other obstacles that you normally wouldn't expect animals to climb on. As you can imagine, it didn't take
It's
long
not
for
a
people to
fucking
start
animal.
coming up with wild theories to explain the hoofprints, with many of them claiming they belonged to the devil, I guess because some of the people thought the prints looked like goat prints. Now, obviously there are much more rational theories to explain why these prints could have appeared overnight in so many locations at the same time, and the only reason the Wikipedia article is titled Devil's Footprints in the first place is only because that's the name of the urban legend.
Yeah.
And you gotta consider that this theory was probably made up by a bunch of very bored townspeople back in the 1800s. The article actually mentions that there's very little evidence that the incident even happened in the first place, which in itself is pretty strange. According to Wikipedia, there was some sort of article published back in 1950 where the authors asked anyone with information about the mysterious hoofprints to come forward. And even though the article was published almost 100 years after the alleged incident, Wikipedia says it led to a bunch of papers written by an Englishman back in the 1850s being discovered. Those papers included letters to friends where the man apparently mentioned the hoofprints multiple times. Interestingly, in one of the letters, the man admitted that he made up the story about the prints belonging to a bunch of kangaroos that had supposedly escaped from a rich guy's collection of wild animals to keep the people from thinking the prints actually belonged to the devil. Aside from the made-up superstition that the prints had been left by the devil, there are a couple of more logical theories that surfaced in the months following the supposed incident.
That's the most
According to a
ridiculous
local
picture of
guy
the devil
named
I've
Major
ever seen.
Carter, the prints hadn't been caused by any animal, but by a balloon that had actually been released from a nearby dockyard with the shackles still attached to the ropes, which would explain why
So
they
it's just
appeared in
kinda
single
boop,
file.
Boop, boop, down the line.
Still, skeptics have pointed out how incredibly unlikely it would be for a balloon to travel so far without being stopped by obstacles like trees or houses. Other sources who have researched the incident in depth have clarified that it would have been impossible for the tracks to span anything close to 100 miles, and that this part of the story was probably just made up or greatly exaggerated. According to Wikipedia, the other widely accepted theory for the hoofprints is that it could have just been badgers that, for whatever reason, decided to go hunting that evening, as this is the animal that would leave the most similar prints to the ones that people reported seeing. But even though there's a bunch of reasonable explanations, the fact remains that there isn't any conclusive evidence to prove where these hoofprints came from, and this is probably just one of those niche historical events that's going to remain a mystery forever. Belmez Faces. Belmez is a tiny little village and municipality with less than 3,000 inhabitants in Cordoba, Spain. It's not really known for anything too extraordinary, except for this one occurrence documented on Wikipedia that talks about something pretty strange that happened there back in the 70s. According to the article, on August 23, 1971, a Belmez resident named Maria Camara claimed that a human face with a creepy expression had appeared out of nowhere on her concrete kitchen floor. As per Maria's own testimony, as soon as she saw the face, she was so disturbed, and knowing that she wasn't going to be able to unsee it, she called her husband Juan and their son Miguel, after which they destroyed the face with a pickaxe and laid down new concrete. As the story goes, after the new concrete was placed, a new face appeared on the floor just a few days later. The Wikipedia article mentions that at this point, Maria and her family reported the incident to the mayor of Belmez, who ordered the concrete to be carefully removed to be studied.
So, like, I remember watching this, like, fucking years ago on that one show with fucking Riker from Jonathan Frakes from, like, Star Trek, right? And, like, fuck, what was that show called? I used to watch it all the time, but, like, this was on there. Let's see here. Jonathan Frakes. Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction. That's what it was called. Yeah. Let's see here. Boop. Y'all remember this? Huh? Y'all remember that? Look at that fuzzy ass. You know that was taken off of a tubed TV. Yeah. Any of you ever seen this? Boom. Good old Jonathan Frakes. I hope he's doing well. He's provided me with many years of intent. Yeah, see? Yeah, you knew it. Yeah, I watched an episode, like he did like a little skit on this.
Doing more research on the story, I found that after they removed the second slab of concrete, a bunch of seriously disturbing faces allegedly started appearing all over the house, and pretty soon Maria's house was being advertised to tourists from all over Spain as the House of the Face.
Yeah, and I guess like scientifically what they came up with was that like it was water or some shit getting like flooded through like the corpses underneath the house or whatever, and they were just kind of like, you know, like how copy paper works, right? Was just like copying their faces to the concrete underneath through like water staining.
Faces. According to Wikipedia, less than 9 months later, hundreds of tourists from all over the country were traveling to Belmez to catch a glimpse of the faces. And apparently the buzz didn't stop there. For the next 3 decades, Maria and her family continued to allege that disturbing faces were appearing all over their house, sometimes in just a matter of seconds and right in front of their eyes. As you can probably guess, because of the amount of attention the house was getting, the authorities decided to carry out some investigations to determine whether Maria and her family were making it all up or whether something else was actually taking place at the house. This is where the story starts to get a little strange. Even though several tests were carried out to determine whether or not the faces had been painted on the concrete by hand, the results of a lot of the tests contradicted each other. And to this day, it's still unknown whether or not the faces were painted by Maria and her family. The case even drew the attention of a bunch of paranormal investigators, and a few of them claimed that while they were conducting experiments on the house, they supposedly started hearing voices when there was nobody else in the house, and they allegedly even saw new faces pop out of nowhere on the concrete while they were there. But as it often happens, the authorities accused the investigators of carrying out their experiments without the proper controls and documentation, which took pretty much all the credibility out of what they said they found at the house. To this day, nobody really knows where the faces came from, but the most widely accepted theory is that Maria and her family made the whole thing up pretty convincingly and capitalized on the media frenzy for financial gain. To the skeptics, the media is just as much to blame as Maria for publishing so many sensationalist pieces on the house, which made it incredibly difficult for the authorities to carry out the proper tests and get credible results. List of unexplained sounds. The content in the Wikipedia article named List of Unexplained Sounds is just as strange as the title suggests. The article is pretty much a list of sounds that have been picked up in remote locations all over the world by the most state-of-the-art hydrophones known to man. For those that don't know, a hydrophone is just an underwater device that detects and records ocean sounds from all directions. As mentioned in the introduction of the article, the sound files had to be sped up to 16 times the original speed, and their frequency was also raised to make them audible. What's so interesting about these sounds is that nobody knows what's causing them, which is kind of disturbing considering they're all coming from remote locations like the bottom of the ocean and far beneath the Earth's surface. For example, one of the unidentified sounds is called upsweep, and it was picked up by the US Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration using its Pacific Ocean Hydrophone Array. As the article mentions, the sound was first discovered when the Pacific Marine Environmental Laboratory began recording with their hydrophone array somewhere in the ocean between New Zealand and South America. If you listen to the sound, which I'll play here in a second, you'll realize why it's called upsweep, as it comes across as a series of sound waves that go from low to high frequency. The Wikipedia article mentions that the sound appears to come and go depending on the season of the year, with the volume reaching its peak in spring and autumn. This is what it sounds like. As of today, scientists have no idea what this is, or where the sound even comes from, though a few have suggested that upsweep might be caused by underwater volcanic activity. Interestingly, the volume of upsweep has been steadily declining since it was first recorded in 1991, another crazy thing scientists can't explain. This sound, and some of the other sounds in the article themselves, are honestly nothing out of the ordinary, but the fact that not even the top researchers in the field have a single clue as to what's causing them is a little disturbing when you really think about it. The Anguished Man. There's a Wikipedia article out there titled The Anguished Man, which tells the story of a visually disturbing painting of the same...
Didn't we just watch a video on this? And it was the bloop. I saw it on there, by the way. The bloop. We just watched a thing on this, like the dude actually, there was a dude that actually bought this painting or whatever, right? Wasn't it? Like he bought like the painting or whatever and then kept it in a room and like fucking watched it with the camera or some shit. And like some weird stuff happened.
Name that's owned by a man from Cumbria, England named Sean Robinson. According to the article, Sean claims the painting fell into the ownership of his grandmother at some point in the distant past, and when she passed away, she allegedly gave it to him. However, as the Wikipedia article explains, the owner insists that this is no ordinary painting, as his grandmother supposedly told him that the artist had mixed his own blood with the paint to make the artwork before taking his life. The story is kind of vague, and I couldn't really find any more information on who the supposed artist was or when the Anguished Man was even painted, which makes the whole thing pretty hard to believe. I did some more research and found other sources where Sean claims his grandmother hid the painting in her attic for over 25 years. As the story goes, before giving it to Sean, she mentioned that she had supposedly experienced paranormal activity at her house, with the dark figure of a man suddenly appearing at random times of the night, accompanied by the sounds of screaming, moaning, and crying. The Wikipedia article also links to Sean's YouTube named The Anguished Man, in which he explains that after inheriting the painting, he and his family allegedly also started experiencing paranormal activity at their house, with the supposed dark figure appearing to them as well in the middle of the night. Sean claims that before inheriting the painting, he was a total skeptic. But after bringing it home, he allegedly started hearing crying noises that got louder and louder every night until eventually he could no longer deny the supposed paranormal activity taking place at his house. Over the years, the painting has caught the attention of several so-called paranormal investigators. Sean's YouTube channel, where he documents the supposed evil activity, has since grown to 20,000 subscribers. In 2017, an independent filmmaker was even planning on making a movie on it and had bought the rights from Sean, but from what I could find, it was either never released or it just wasn't very popular. Overall, I see a lot of red flags that make it pretty clear that the story behind the Anguished Man is fake. For starters, the videos on Sean's YouTube channel where he uploads allegedly real footage of the paranormal activity at his house are all very clearly fabricated. Also, the story behind the painting itself is just so vague and far-fetched that I find it hard to believe it even has a grain of truth to it. I'm more inclined to agree with all the people who have accused Sean of making the artwork with regular paint himself and using the grandmother's story as a cop-out so he wouldn't have to provide more details about the alleged artist. Overall, The Anguished Man definitely makes for a good scary story, but I find no real reason to think that this is anything other than a creative hoax designed to get attention and maybe a couple of bucks out of a made-up story.
Yeah, but you know what?
Toaster.
Even then, Even then, it's on Wikipedia, it's on the internet, it's fucking everywhere. After a while, he's going to want to sell that painting or he's going to die, whatever. And then that painting's all of a sudden be worth fucking millions upon millions. So either way, he wins. It doesn't fucking matter.
On October 7th, 1849, Edgar Allan Poe died in Baltimore under pretty mysterious circumstances.
He died from fucking rabies, didn't he? Just saying. Mysterious circumstances, really? Really? Isn't he the one that died from rabies?
According to a Wikipedia article, starting sometime in the 1930s, every morning on the anniversary of Poe's birthday, a man dressed in black carrying a silver-tipped cane with his face almost fully covered by a scarf or hood would somehow sneak into the Westminster Hall and Burying Ground in Baltimore and find his way to Poe's grave. The article mentions the man would then pour himself a glass of Martell cognac and raise a toast in Poe's honor, after which he would arrange 3 red roses on the gravestone next to his unfinished bottle of cognac and leave. Interestingly, the Poe toaster, as he became to be known in Baltimore, never sought publicity and would always sneak into the burying ground unnoticed. Every year after his first appearance, a crowd of onlookers would start to gather on the morning of Poe's birthday to try to catch a glimpse of the man, but he was rarely seen or photographed. In fact, the only photograph I found of him is from a Life magazine July 1990 article called Once Upon a Midnight Dreary, written by Gary Smith. The photograph was captured by Bill Ballenberg, and it shows the Poe toaster hunched over the gravestone paying his respects to Edgar Allan Poe. Interestingly, the Poe toaster would sometimes also leave cryptic notes on the gravestone during his visits. For example, in 1993, he left a note saying that the torch would soon be passed, and another one that said, "Edgar, I haven't forgotten you." As it happened, the Poe toaster was reported to have passed away in 1998 because he was no longer seen visiting the grave. But after which, the article mentions the tradition of visiting the grave and toasting in Poe's honor was passed on to one of his sons. Unfortunately, it looks like whoever inherited the tradition didn't take it half as seriously as his father, as the post-1998 Poe toaster would often leave notes commenting on sports teams and politics, which his father had never done. At some point between 2005 and 2008, he left a note that was apparently so disappointing that the curator of the Poe House and Museum didn't even show it to the public to protect the original Poe toaster's honor and legacy, a man whose identity is still unknown to this day. But because this was such a big tradition in Baltimore for 70 years, in 2015 the city organized a competition to select a new Poe toaster to turn the tradition into more of a tourist-friendly yearly attraction. Since 2016, the new anonymous Poe toaster has kept up the tradition by visiting Edgar Allan Poe's grave on his birthday and paying his respects in front of the public.
All right, I can get behind that.
Mystery of Celtic Wood.
That's actually really neat. That, I don't know. I really like that. I'm not the biggest Edgar Allan Poe fan. I think he's just kind of, he's a wannabe Lovecraft.
There's an article on Wikipedia that talks about the mystery of Celtic Wood, a strange incident that took place back in October 1917.
What a legacy to have.
According to the article, during the Battle of Poelcapelle in West Flanders in World War I, the 10th Battalion of the 1st Australian Division decided to capture Passchendaele.
Basic. That's the word I was looking for. He's basic horror. There we go. He's like toddler steps into real, true horror. Nah, Poe was original emo. Baby emo.
Bridge to collapse the German Fourth Army.
He's Kid Thulu.
The plan was to raid Celtic Wood, blow up the German dugouts, and then immediately retreat back to safety. Unfortunately, things didn't go exactly as planned, leading to one of the biggest wartime mysteries in history. The article mentions that a little after 5 a.m. on October 9, 7 officers and 78 men of the 10th Battalion began their raid on Celtic Wood, and that's the last time many of them were ever seen. Whatever happened in those woods depends on who you ask, but the general consensus is that the attack was a complete failure. According to the British and Australian wartime newspapers, the attack was considered a victory, but 10th Battalion Commander Maurice Wilder Nelligan, who was there when the whole thing happened, had a completely different take on the events. According to Wikipedia, the commander mentioned that the attack immediately turned into a very violent bloodbath, and that after the raid on Celtic Wood, only 14 unwounded members of the battalion made it back safely. This is where things get a little confusing, as other members of the battalion said only 7 men made it back to the Australian lines. Strangely, the article mentions that official army records were able to account for 37 of the 85 battalion members. Even more mysteriously, after the raid, the bodies of the missing battalion soldiers were never found. Their names didn't even show up on lists of prisoners of war, and the Graves Commission couldn't find any traces of their bodies afterward, which is extremely strange. Different sources have different reports of how many people actually went missing, but it's widely accepted that the true figure is at least 37. For almost 100 years, the rate of Celtic wood remained a mystery, with most experts agreeing that the Germans probably massacred the missing men and buried them in a mass grave. However, Wikipedia mentions that in 2008, researchers Chris Henschke and Robert Kearney claimed to have conclusive evidence that the members of the 10th Battalion had been killed by the Germans in the woods, and that the only reason they couldn't find traces of their bodies was that they had been blown up with their own bombs. When mixed with the remains of the dead German soldiers, this made it impossible to tell Australian soldiers from German soldiers after the fact. In Henschke's own words, the raid wasn't a great mystery, it was the story of a typical small unit action that went wrong. However, not every expert agrees with this conclusion, and to this day, the raid of Celtic wood remains one of the biggest, strangest World War I mysteries.
Well, I mean, this is kind of like a perfect spot, right? So, here we go. I'll just go right here. And we just won't do that right now. So, oh, there we go. I guess that's one way to show you guys. Let's not have that up there just in case I gotta fucking run through this shit now. Do 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 do. What? Okay, yeah, there's nothing fucking incriminating. No, just rabbit holes in general, yeah. It was I think it was just Wikipedia shit. So, all right. Awesome. I'm not sure if you know or not, but I got myself a new computer this weekend. I went down to Micro Center in Kansas City, helped a friend from work move. Got me incredibly sick. And yeah. So I got home and I remained sick until, I mean, even now I'm still a little sick, but I'm not like fucking dying. Right? Yeah. So I am now running a AM5 socket motherboard from the AM3 that I was running. I have a Ryzen 7 7800 X3D 8-core processor. I have 38 gigs of RAM. And I'm running a RTX 4070 Ti Super. So, yeah. We are running some shit. So I thought you would like that. Yeah, I like the specs too. The specs are really nice. Cool thing about these specs, I could do stupid shit like this. You know? Maybe. I don't know, it's the first time of me doing it. We'll find out if I can do it or not, right? Yay! I don't know if this is coming through or not. I got to see. Might as well like start setting it up. So like I had to set up OBS from scratch, and I did most of that today after work. Yes, I went into work today. So, okay. For some reason, it doesn't look like sound's coming in for a very odd reason. We can fix that. Hmm. There we go. Hey! Well, I used to not be able to play BG3. I couldn't stream it. It was just fucking too goddamn much. It would just fucking stutter fucking shit. So... maybe. You got back into Inquisitor Martyr. Oh, Inquisitor Martyr's so good. So good. So good. So good. So good. So this is Harkin. About the closest fucking thing I could do to make... oh, wait. Nope. Look at that. Look at this fucking bad boy. Look at him. He's so sexy. Look at that sexy ass Dragonborn. Let's look at him. I just kind of want to like talk to people.
Have a gander at the finest stock.
Here, we're gonna talk to...
Not the cheeriest of inns, this place. But I suppose the mortal peril lurking just past the
Your
firelight
build's fun.
is
Hell yeah,
liable to
I
put
love
a
fun
dampener
builds.
on the mood.
Here, let's turn this back down to... I guess that. Why are you moving by 2? That's ridiculous. Okay. Look at me! How Harkin is that, Harley? It's very good. Legit, I built your sniper assassin into a tank. If I have to run, just hit really hard. There you go. Look, man. DPS is always the answer. It really is. That's pretty badass, huh? Yeah, this is also your Harkin with the Cabal. I don't know how to trigger Cabal, honestly. It just kind of happens.
Gods, I never thought I'd be so relieved to find out.
Shut up, Asterion. Nobody loves you.
So many harpers
Actually,
clanking about.
I think he's the most overrated character in the whole damn game. But shut up. You're only with me because I need a rogue. So they get Divinity. I haven't ever played Divinity Original Sin 2. Actually, you know what, Harley? You know what we could do? Since I haven't played this character in so long. I don't even know how far I am. If any of you know how far I am, just let me know. I don't think I'm very far at all. Let's go to main menu. Saying I got no dropped frames and I'm fucking streaming it just fine. That is fucking crazy. It's the same studio that made BG. I know it is. Larian's really good at these. They do one thing really fucking good, and that's make CRPGs. Here, we'll go with Explorer because I'm honestly really shit at CRPGs. I don't know how to play Dungeons and Dragons at all. I'm really fucking terrible. Let's just go with it. Here, can I get rid of my character? I guess not. There. CRPGs. Actually, BG3 on PS5 is pretty fucking good. Shut the fuck up, Harley. Just watch. We could make this a stream game. If your computer can handle it, definitely get it on computer. But if you think it'll be a better experience on the PS5, get it on PS5. I have it on both because I'm greedy. God damn, this game looks good. Okay, then get it on PS5. You won't regret it. You really won't. The way it plays on PS5 is so fucking good because you like basically control your character like you do a Diablo character, and then when you do like your actions and stuff, you have like wheels, right? But like you can shift through like pages of the wheels with like your R1 and L1. Right, and then just use your joystick to like select whatever you want, right, within that wheel. Does that make sense? I don't know, I've never played Pillars of Eternity on console. But okay, so do we want to make a custom character, right? Do we want to play Evil Campaign? Or do we want to play one of the pre-made fucking characters that you can get? Actually, that's not even like everybody that you could have in your party. These are just like the must-haves. Make a custom character? Okay. Alright, do we want custom character Evil Campaign or custom character fucking Flow With It campaign? Make Lament? Okay, alright, we'll do Lament. We'll do Lament like Cabal knows Lament. All right? And you can still be like evil. Okay. So we'll do Dark Urge. Okay. Origin, Dark Urge. Right? Race. How would we do this? Well, I guess half elf. Fuck. Kind of, maybe. Lament was undead, so technically a half elf. We'll see. Okay. Drow? Drow gets the purpling of the skin and shit, right? Yeah. Full on Drow. God, I don't even know how to do this. Okay. Half Drow elf. You little cantrip. Goes on here. Let's see here. All right, what do we got here? We got racial speed, civil militia, dark vision, Fey ancestry. What the? All right, liaisons between Celadrian Drow and Surfacers, half Drow, inherited a few magical gifts. They aren't usually raised in the Underdark. Should we just go straight up Drow for the racial perks? I don't really see any difference. So, okay. We'll go half elf Drow, just to get like up in there, right? Harley's like, yes, he's like into it. Okay, all right. Cantrips, we only can get dancing lights, which doesn't make sense. Where is it? What was Lament? Lament was a bard, right? Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah. Background, Haunted One. So, being that I played BG1 and 2, like, I kind of know what the Dark Urge's background is. It's kind of cool. Alright, sudden appearance. Let's get into the fun stuff. What are you mad at? Words. Got a question. What's the difference between a paladin and a warlock? I'm not answering that question.
Where to next? What was
More of those wretched things.
One says father, the other says daddy.
There's magic keeping...
Where to next? What was that?
Let's hope the locals are...
Hells. Be wary. This place is trapped.
Okay, bye.
Ow.
What?
You hit me. You didn't touch me.
Girl, if I hit you, you'd be laying flat on your ass right now. Let's just be honest here. Alright, be safe.
You just said
Yeah, Lamau. They're gonna laugh at you for that one. Oh, fuck. Ah, she hit me. Abuse. Abuse. Ah!
No. You should shit, you little brat.
Alright, you girls have fun. Be safe.
You won't.
You won't? Excuse me? Seth, go get him. Alright. She was just a tiny thing. So we're gonna go with this. Let's hear that voice again.
It's opened.
Nope.
More.
There's magic keeping this chest. Where to next?
Let's hope the locals are friendly.
Be wary. This place is trapped.
More of those wretched things. There's magic keeping this chest sealed.
What was that? Let's hope the locals are friendly. Hells. Be wary. This place is trapped. It's opened.
More of those wretched things.
There's magic keeping this chest sealed. I can feel
Right.
its aura.
We'll go with that voice. You did this, Harley. Kind of liking that one. Nope, that one looks like shit. Yeah, they all kind of look like shit, I'm gonna be honest. Okay. Hey, yo, what the fuck? Genitals. Okay. It's got a fucking vagina. They make it hard. Not like that. They just fucking can't do anything about presets. Not the faces. The faces are preset, so it's kind of hard. But like honestly, by the time I'm done with it, it's gonna be hard to fucking like really get a grip on her anyways. Cause like if I remember correctly, like she had like the fucking crossbands on her face, right? And like pigtails, right? So we're gonna try with something like that, right? What it like she had like the leather straps. So we'll give like that maybe. Yeah. Right? Okay. We'll work with it, bro. We'll work with it. I mean, she's gonna be metal as fuck, okay? Like, let's just deal with it. Like, okay, we got some earrings there, right? The customization in this is actually pretty legit. So, that's fucking stupid. I hate fucking septum rings. Septum rings are a thing because that's how you control a fucking bull. You grab a hold of that motherfucker, they're gonna do anything and everything you want them to do. Kinda like that one's cool with the skulls. This one's cool because there's like a fucking lot everywhere. It just kind of seems like her. Some basic shit. I like that one. I keep going. I think we're just gonna go with that one. Tattoo color. We could make the tattoo any color we want, but it's gonna be black. All right, eyes. All eye colors. We can either go demonic black, which actually kind of fucking was what she had, right? Or we could do like, we can get up there with it, right? Give her a slight personality. I just like the demonic black. That is very lament. You know, you spend a lot of time in character creators to the point simple options can turn into stuff most people can't even fathom doing with it. Are you talking about me specifically, like with character creators? Like, yeah, dude, I sit back, I fucking enjoy it, man. I love details. It's why I'm good at what I do. Details are extremely important. I think that's actually about perfect. Hope you didn't forget about the... Oh, I did. I fucking did. Just... Dude, 14 just... I can't fucking be pulled into it anymore. Like, this expansion kind of... Everything else right now is way more interesting. Does that make sense? The devils are in the details. It's where I hide. Surely hint. And the fall guys are gonna keep coming back and keep coming back, but at the same time, like, I don't know, man. No, they really don't have fucking pigtails? Are you serious? They got all these other bullshit ass fucking hairstyles, but no pigtails. I mean, that could work. Hey, look at this. Look at this fucking crazy bullshit. But no pigtails? Are you serious? Look at this ridiculous fucking thing. You go like the fucking space goblins from Star Trek, the Ferengi. That's what that hairstyle reminds me of. A Ferengi. Hold on. We gonna show you Ferengi. Right? Yeah, of course. I mean, they're not bad, they're just weird. Did you get a bunch of new mounts? That's awesome. I'm sure I'll return, but this expansion was just... Look, man, I don't want to yuck anyone's yum. It was just not there for me. Alright, there we go. I will go on with the iconic sea green here, once we find it. Something like that, like petrol. Like that. I mean, that was pretty lament, dude. Whoa. There we go. We'll just give it some darker accents. I don't know what. I don't even know what the new mounts are. Nah, she ain't graying at all. She ain't old, she's just dead. Should we give her some facial hair? What do we think about that? You know, maybe? Yeah? How about none? We'll just go with none. Best hairstyle you've seen yet. Hell yeah. Alright. Oh, some bitch. There we go. And how lament is that? No facial hair? How lament is that? Is that how you pictured her? That's pretty damn good. Okay, cool. Okay. Low background haunted one in the background. Okay. Abilities 27 out of 27. We got 17 into dex. 14 constitution. That's pretty hardy constitution for a rogue. I'm just saying. Right? Intelligence 13. Is that what we want? Dude, how many points do I need to get to fucking... Oh, I guess I can't. They're not gonna let me. I mean, I really like that. That's pretty good. Like, it's not like you really need strength. Intelligence and wisdom's pretty good. Go like that. Get that 14 in there. We can go like that. There we go. And then we take... Then we can take like the double ability points and then like bump that bitch up to like, you know, 14. And that to 12. Maybe. I don't know. Charisma, man. Charisma is important. All right. What do we got here? Okay. God damn, bitch is +4 and it's not even proficient in that motherfucker at all. Just intimidation. Fuck your fucking mother. They completely changed the character creator, by the way, since last I made a character. This is way different. Okay. Ah, medicine and intimidation. That's why. Okay. Can I lag? Okay. So, background. A wicked moment, person, or thing that cannot be slain by sword nor spell haunts your mind and flickers in your peripheral vision. You carry it wherever your adventure takes you, or perhaps it carries you. It's kind of like the reverse of like what was going on with Harkin. So like, you remember when I kept talking about Harkin and I was like, the curse, right? The curse is always following him and shit. That may have been slightly birthed by Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. And yeah, makes for a good story arc, I think. It's really good. It's kind of crazy that they even added it into the third one. She's certainly venomous looking good, because we're gonna be doing that. Okay, appearance is all edited, so proceed. Okay. Lament. Proceed. Okay, so you were a tiefling. Subrace, you're a Mephistopheles tiefling. General, you're definitely a male.
Remarkable.
I'll let you choose your voice. Truly. You're also going to be probably body type 2. I don't know. You were a sorcerer, so I don't know, 2 or 4. I don't think you're very big. You're kind of average, weren't you? You were out. This was Harkin comparing you to, though. It was like fucking obscenely gigantic. So, okay, I need to know the body type first. Tall, slim build. Okay, cool. And we'll just kind of go from here. Let me quickly get through this, and then you tell me what needs to be fixed. I was pretty sure you had amber eyes, demonic amber eyes. Where are they? Somewhere around there. Yeah. Maybe those instead. Go with that one. Do the darkening of the makeup. Probably not like that. You're not some fucking femboy. Just have darker sockets. The hair. Pretty sure you had a mohawk. You might have had long flowy hair. I know it was black. No, I don't think it was a mohawk. I think it was long and flowy. Almost pirate-like. Ha ha! Eyes picture 1 second. Wolf knot. Wolf knot. That's right. You had a wolf knot hairstyle. Let's see if we can't find one. There you go. Wolf knot. Perfect. I think we gave you like a fucking Satan stash at one point, and then we said nah. You're just kind of like clean shaven, right? And then you had like fucking your horns were something like that, maybe like that. Yeah, that's what they were. And they were like black. That went to like a red tip, right? So something like that, maybe. Hair. Purple tips. On the horns? Okay. So purple tips. We got the purple tips. Still need to get your skin color, because I don't think the skin tone's quite right. Definitely got the horns and all that. Race general. Skin tone, there it is. Oop. More of an indigo. All skin colors. Where are we at? Indigo's so hard to find. Oh. Ooh, we're getting close. Something like that. Yeah, I know that. I know for a fact he was indigo. All right, how about this? There's Azure 8. Your eyes were emerald green. Okay, cool. Here's Azure 8. Right? Or Violet Tone 8. They're essentially the same. They're just... One's a hue from a blue, the other one's a hue from a purple. Very little difference. One's Nightcrawler and Technicolor, the other one is just Nightcrawler and comic. Azure 8. Okay, cool. Eyes. Behold, Cabal. What do you think? Fucking badass or what, dude? Oh, let's get your voice right. Might be funny. If we don't get your voice right.
Good luck.
Okay, at least it was a male voice. Be funny, 'cause you start talking, you're all like fucking Mickey Mouse sounding and shit.
Follow your instincts.
Remarkable. Good luck.
Okay. Now, is this the actual face you want, or do you want like other faces? I honestly think, I mean, to me, that's Cabal. Strong-jawed, very, I'm going to do it. Okay, cool. Scarring, you were kind of prim and proper. I didn't really see any scars. Or I could tell you had any scars. That's weird. It's funny, you take away your pigmentation, you look like Marilyn Manson. Or Trent Reznor. I always did picture you with some freckles. Not much, just a little bit. He was pretty. He took good care of himself. He was a pretty boy. I remember that. So out of character for you. Normally, like, we made like kind of opposite characters, right? We both kind of made pretty boys. What? Oh. Yeah. You're pretty too. Yeah. Hi, baby. You got some pizza on your face. Did Jesse give you some pizza? Yeah. You need to go potty? Let's go outside and go potty? You feel bloated. Jesus. Alright. Alright. Right? Exactly. Alright, so if you're cool with this, we're running it. This is Cabal. I still have yet to get far enough into the story to really know what this person is. Dude, this right here is how you start a fucking D&D campaign, by the way. If you guys haven't seen this video yet, you're in for a fucking treat. Starting it in a tavern's for basic bitches. Starting it on a mind flayer fucking nautiloid? That's fucking A-game shit. All right. Are we hooked? Arise from your coffin, my sweet. Perfect. Just waking up with the gore on her and everything already.
Thrums and pounds. That pounding blood obscures who you are. An overwhelming loss of memory. How you ended up amidst these hellish flames is just as hidden. You have nothing in your skull.
That she looks perfect, dude.
But you are in danger.
I love the narrator too, by the way.
The dark urge. Whatever that is you. You will claw back the truth. But first you have to claw your way out of here.
By the way, this is a straight up evil campaign. Which, evil campaign rules.
Dead. Good.
Oh, guess we could investigate this. I'll just show you guys it.
This is the pool that thing came from. The parasite now writhing behind your eye.
How fucking good does this look? Holy shit. Oh, that was a critical failure. Damn, I thought that was a 20.
You notice nothing more than meets the eye.
Well, fuck it. I didn't notice shit. Ow. Okay.
Odd. I feel better.
It's a sphincter.
Images of goblins, their habits and histories flash into your mind.
We are trapped.
1,000 years of humanoid history, elves, dwarves, humans, and more flash behind your eyes.
Help us.
That's par for the course, man. I got some nasty coughs coming up.
Yes, you've come to save us from this place. From this place, you'll free us.
The exposed brain quivers in expectation.
Please. Before they return. They return. The enemy. So many enemies. A newborn. Born new from this husk.
You know no creature like this. One that is more brain than person.
Remove us from this body. From this case. Free us. Please.
I kind of want to like make all y'all pick what I choose. Am I able to do that? I think that's a Twitch only thing, isn't it? Let's inspect it. Good night, Jesse.
You notice edema, a swelling of the brain causing pressure where it strains against the shell of the skull.
We're pretty good at medicine. Damn, we got advantage and fucking +5. That's pretty good.
The brain lifts from the skull, but you notice an opportunity. You could cripple the strange creature, making it more subservient should it prove a threat. Your fingers twitch with the desire to rip its tender, moist meat to shreds.
Dexterity. Imagine a brain full of holes. A brain like your own. Well, that'll about do it. It said split and splatter.
The creature seems unaware of your interference. It relaxes in your hands.
We are free. Our freedom is ours, friend.
The creature pauses, listening. Something behind your eyes seizes in recognition.
We must go to the helm. At the helm, we are needed.
The brain tenses, as though querying an unseen advisor.
Come on, baby.
Do you not hear it?
Come on.
We will not survive here. We are needed to navigate. We are needed to leave this realm.
Okay, let's
to the
go.
helm we go. We are going to the helm.
I left my friend. Hold on, buddy. There we go. Starting off strong. Natural one and exploding. This is how you start a D&D campaign. Everybody, please, learn. It doesn't have to be a fucking tavern.
Abomination. This is your end.
Fun.
Your head throbs and your skin tingles. Visions rush past. A dragon's wing, a silver sword, and a flash of your face seen through the strange woman's eyes.
Oh, my head. What is this?
No, that's fair.
You are no thrall. Vlaakith blesses me this day. Together, we might survive.
It's a tavern in hell or something. I don't know. You can start it on a fucking battlefield. You can start it like being attacked or like, you know, people like in case, like how Skyrim starts, right? Like any RPG, the way they start anywhere, but like y'all start at a tavern. Technically, the Lord of the Rings starts at a tavern. Technically, because the party doesn't fully meet up until they're at the tavern. But, you know, we love how our sword turned into a bow. I loved how my bow turned into a sword.
We carry mind flayer parasites. Unless we escape, unless we are cleansed, our bodies and minds will be tainted and twisted. Within days, we will be Geich, mind flayers.
Just saying, Lizelle definitely looks like the type of people that fucking Lament would be running around with. Totally looks like a troll from World of Warcraft, just needs the dreads.
We can do nothing until we escape. That must be our priority. First, we exterminate the imps. Then we find the helm and take control of the ship. As for that thing, it will remain tame as long as it believes we are thralls. It may be of use in the fight to come.
So you should start a campaign at the end of the campaign. I mean, yeah, you could do that. Make the start of your campaign as epic as the end of a campaign. You know what I mean? Why not?
May the gods take you first.
Oh shit. I accidentally double clicked it, so it ended turn twice. It's more than I like to admit. But that's okay. Lament's got it.
You proved surprisingly adequate in battle.
Let's have a look.
Now, to the helm.
Never wanted the easy path.
Why not start a campaign with a paradox? Hold on now. Hold on now. Why haven't I ever thought of that? Harley? Have I ever started off a campaign with a paradox? You know? Maybe like a time paradox of like someone running into themselves or something and then making sure it like completes as the end of the campaign comes to an end, or a one shot. It was a self-fulfilling prophecy that I had no part in. It was only done because of one's own actions. 'Twas rude. It was not rude. It was not me. It was all you. But it's how it started. 110% you.
Be able to take another dragon attack. We need to get out before it's too late.
So they changed the fuck out of the beginning of this, by the way. Like, you used to be able to spend a few hours on the Nautiloid if you really wanted to. Like, looking at everything, checking everything. They got rid of the entire part of coming to the upper part of the deck and outside and shit and watching all the dragons and shit fly by. It was pretty neat.
Unleash. Can't read this script. Annihilate. Machine made them hostile.
Nothing will stand in my way. On my way.
Sure. Where's shoot? You telling me you ain't got a bow in your other hand? Well, you do now. I think it took up your action, though. Sure did.
I am fury. I am death. My path be true.
What? Oh. I didn't quite click him. I knew it would happen. Why not make a campaign that seems like a one-shot? But it's just a time late. Oh, wait, you did that. I did not do a time loop. What? Okay, hold on. We have to discuss something here real quick. And I'm gonna turn this down on both ends here. Okay, and I want you guys to know something real quick. All right. So, a while back ago, I created this one shot. And, you know, everyone was wanting like a true one shot and stuff like that, right? And, I was like, okay. And there was one horror themed. And it was about this time of year when they wanted it. It was just fucking like 10 years ago or some shit. And, maybe longer. Maybe like fucking 12, 13 years ago. But anyways, you ever watch the movie Cube? Right? Where like every room they go into is like fucking like hazardous and shit like that. Right? Well, I kind of did that. Paradox would be if you make something happen that can't happen. Well, I mean, yeah. I made it happen. So, what I did was that, you know, all the people that were playing it were captured and they started off at the foyer of this mansion, right? Like, look out. They can't open the front door. And they thought they were in like Saw or some shit. Nah, man, they were in fucking Cube. Yeah, so each room, like everyone would go into the rooms and stuff, right, and like check stuff out, and like the fucking first room was like a hallway that had like a swimming pool. It was more like a catwalk, but it was also a hallway, right? And there was like a fucking swimming pool below, and there's like a catwalk on the other side, right? And it was just kind of greenhousey in a way, right? And Harley's character is walking one way, and then like his character kind of pops up out of like, you know, the other side of the catwalk, right? Like on the other side of the pool and all that, right? And like his character wakes up, he's like, no, wait. Harley's like, I fucking shoot his ass. Fucking shot him. He shot his ass. It fucking killed him, man. Just fucking boom, he falls and he fucking hits into the water and shit. But like as the story goes on, right? Fucking like it gets to the point and Harley opens the fucking door. Right, and he opens the door, and I'm like, you see yourself on the other side of this catwalk again? And he's all like, wait, what? No, wait. And like, I was all like, and you shoot yourself. And he's like, fuck, you made that work. Holy shit. It was fucking beautiful is what it was. It was fucking beautiful.
How many hosts of these gay infected?
Oh, hell yeah.
A room. But for what?
As you place your hand on the pod, you hear something. A presence connected to the pod, commanding
Dude, the
person
gore on her is
inside
just perfect.
to change.
Something tells me that's how Lament looks all the time. Just gored the fuck up.
Cainchar, changed at the pull of a lever. How? If we are not purified, this may be our fate.
Stretch. Is this to be our fate?
Talk about a facelift. Yeah, no shit.
Born Mind Flayer stares at you, weak and dazed.
I bet he does. Oh, what's this?
What's hiding here? Let's see.
The console appears dormant. The console hums to life. But what is its purpose? Will it free the captive or transform her like that other unfortunate? Nothing in the appearance of the device betrays its purpose. It could do anything. It could even transform the occupant of the pod, like what happened before. Suddenly, you feel a hideous squirming in your head. The parasite. Then discomfort fades, and another sensation washes over you. Connection. Authority.
I was gonna say, watch this one be the one I nat 20 with a 2 difficulty class. That would have been funny.
You feel
and
the
pretty par for the course.
biomechanical brain of the console process your command and yield to it. A shiver runs across your mind. You feel sated.
We are nearing the helm. Once inside, Do as I say.
I guess I didn't talk to Shadowheart, did I?
Seems like a good moment to talk.
Oops.
I thought that damn thing was going to be my coffin. Thank you.
Your mind lurches into her thoughts. You feel her gratitude, but also guardedness. And above all, a will to survive.
Ah, my head.
Hi, BB. Look, he just kind of comes up and just starts licking my palm.
Trust me, I'll keep up.
Stop it.
Shadowheart. One moment.
Yeah, it's a band of bitches. Let's go. Of course, the meds. Ooh, what's that?
Enough of this chatter. We need to get to the helm. Now.
She's right. Lead on.
All right. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Connect the nerves of the transponder. We must escape. Now.
Do it. We will deal with the Geich after we escape.
Connect the nerves. Nerves. We will connect them.
We need to get out of here, now.
Okay. Well. Let's see here. Where's Dash? That's pretty quick. Damn, he got saved from Mind Blast? That's pretty bitchin', actually.
I'm ready. Heading there.
We're just gonna make this part quick. Because it's already 9:30. Jesus fuck. This game teleports you, I swear.
God's watching me.
Hurry, before they strike.
What's the plan? Heading there.
Let's see here. Oh yeah, got it, Bolt. Fucking A.
Victory awaits. On the move.
Target's too far? Really? I mean, I always thought you could make it extra far. It's not at a disadvantage.
light on my feet.
Any fucking day now.
Damn these imps. I need to reach the transponder.
Well, you're there.
The Helm's alien transponder. You've made it in time.
Honestly, I don't think anything different would really happen. They just be Xenos scum to be wiped out. I love all the blood on her. I hope I get to keep it.
Once you are free of the Mind Flayer ship. But your past is still an aching void. If you don't find a way to remove the tadpole burrowed in your brain soon, your future will be as blank as your past. Your head whispers vengeance. You cannot wait to slice your way forth, seeking whatever wrought this tragedy upon you.
I love how you get like a completely different narrator for Evil Campaign. Go to your personal chest in camp during a long rest to find some unique DLC items. So, like, I helped game test this shit for like years. And, yeah. I got talked into it by Cappy too. He was like, hey, did you hear about Baldur's Gate 3? I was like,
there must be a settlement somewhere nearby.
And then he told me about it. And I was like, holy shit.
Dreaming red.
Yeah.
You drink in the pungent corpse. Since you awoke on the ship, your mind has been cold and empty, but something stirs. With your hands close to this body, you know nothing of why, but you find a half smile flittering across your face.
I fucking love this. I haven't done the Evil Campaign at all, so. I'm not even gonna let it shit. I'm just gonna let it happen.
This feels like home. There is something unknown and unspeakable deep within your heart.
Hi, Robin. No, I'm definitely taking the artifact.
What are you doing? Well, that's honest of you. Don't do it again. I'll give you a pass this
I was
time,
about to see if you had anything worth taking on you.
And speaking of, how are we alive? True. Seems like we're the lucky ones, judging by all the corpses strewn about. I remember the ship. I remember falling. Then nothing. You might want to reconsider calling her a friend. Looks like she ran off without
Hi,
us.
Robin.
First things first. We need supplies, shelter, and most of all, a healer. We might have escaped, but we still have these little monsters in our heads. We need each other, and we both know what's at stake. Can't think of better company. One thing, just before we go. I wanted to thank you again for
Do
freeing
it like
me.
a quick.
It would have been all too easy for you to run right past my pod, but you didn't. I'll remember that.
Do it a
Lead the
quick
way.
evil campaign preview to Baldur's Gate 3, since it's now something I can actually stream. Because I mean, fucking look at this beautiful, majestic game. It's fucking awesome. And quite frankly, I've been wanting to stream it, but I couldn't because my computer wasn't up to snuffs. And now it is. And it brings part my two most favorite things. D&D and RPGs. Well,
More of those wretched
CRPGs.
things.
Oh, yes.
No traps, please.
Ah! A dagger! Now we're home. Technically, I think my... I think she used 2 scimitars, technically. But, you know. No. There you go. Use a scimitar and a dagger. That'll work. Oh, shit! 2 scimitars. Fucking fucked now. Jesus.
Better stay back. One strike could be lethal.
Hell yeah. But for now, I'm lethal. It's doing what to me? I don't know what's doing what to you. I've lost it. I fucking scatterbrain out.
Let's make this quick.
Swift as my feet can carry me.
Holy shit, that hit.
Onward.
Oh, yeah, I
Perhaps
guess
our
it worked.
survival isn't such a distant prospect.
Open up. What's in here? Have to keep going.
Ah, evil campaign's so good. So I remember when Shadowbringers first came out, and I thought it was like actual evil campaign, and I was really looking forward to it. And it wasn't evil campaign. It sucked. I mean, don't get me wrong, Shadowbringers definitely did not suck. I absolutely loved Shadowbringers, but I was just disappointed you weren't like evil in it. It upsetted me.
Hurry! I've got one of those brain things cornered. There, in the grass. You can kill it, can't you? Like you killed the others?
Shadowbringers raids were fine. Just not the 24-mans.
I was hoping for a kind soul. Well, not to worry.
Huh. Well, stare at him. You're gonna have some issues. Battle of the Roads.
I saw you on the ship, strutting about whilst I was trapped in that pod. What did you and those tentacled freaks do to me?
I haven't done anything to you yet.
Your mind twists. You're looking out of unfamiliar eyes, prowling dark, busy streets. You try to hold the memory, but it fades to the worm. The light, the fear.
What was that? What's going on? It's those tentacled monsters.
We haven't even said
Whatever
anything
they
about it
did,
yet, so I might as
whatever
well.
they put in us, just created a connection. They took you too. I saw it during whatever just happened. And to think, I was ready to decorate the ground with your innards. Apologies.
Honestly, I'm gonna go with can't blame you. I was looking forward to seeing yours.
A kindred spirit. My name's Aristotle.
Shadowheart approved. Jesus,
I was in
we're all
Baldur's Gate
fucked
when those
up.
beasts snatched me.
Tell him of your crash, your worm, and your ruined brain.
My, you've been busy. So, did you learn anything about these worms while wandering the ship? Turn us into...
Oh yes, we'll be turned into mind flayers.
Of course it'll turn me into a monster. What else did I expect? Although, it hasn't happened yet. If we can find an expert, someone that can control these things, there might still be time. I was ready to go this alone, but maybe sticking with the herd isn't a bad idea. Safety in numbers, after all. And I hate to turn down an invitation. All right. Maybe I'll see you there.
All right.
Good luck.
Your overacting's getting old. I missed the narration. Fuck. Jesus, I just can't stand him. I know he's like a fan favorite with a lot of people,
mind
but
flare. And it's
not
hurt.
my cup of tea.
You approach the dying monster. This is the thing that abducted you. You could end its life here and now.
Oh, good, we are. We are definitely.
Compassion. You
this
can't
isn't
move,
right.
can't think. Thinking is mercifully done for you. It will be a joy to serve, to die for it an honor. It's possessing your mind, forcing you to love it. But then the feeling slips. The creature's mind seems to focus elsewhere.
All right. Two could play. Maybe. Maybe. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Let's go.
Your mind's fuse, lusting for something that is gone. But then its grip claws back with a vengeance. A vice locking your mind into obedience. It needs sustenance to survive. And with your very body, you can provide.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. This isn't going to be very hard. No, I don't think
so.
so.
The monster lies exhausted, defeated. Its eyes, wet orange pearls, radiate malice.
Oh, we're gonna close them forever. Squishy.
Monster. Death is too good for it.
Dead goblins over there. Worth checking for supplies, maybe.
I don't know, maybe she did use 2 daggers. I'm not sure.
What's going on with that room?
Oh yeah, let's check that out.
You approach the sigil on the stone. Magic glitters and swirls from it erratically, as if malfunctioning. It looks slightly dangerous.
Oh.
A hand? Anyone?
Well, I don't mind if I do. Fantasize about hacking off the hand?
This branch of flesh is begging to be pruned, and its sap sucked from.
Mistress eyelids, stop! Cease, you loon! Ah! Ah!
As soon as the dreams cross the threshold of your imagination, you snap back to realize they have all come true.
Hell yeah.
You were supposed to lend a hand, not take one.
Joy floods through you. You were dazed on the Nautiloid, but now you are truly awake. Alive.
Cool. I now have a severed hand in my inventory.
Zoru was right. Yellow as a toad, and twice as ugly.
The thing's dangerous. Leave it for the goblins to kill.
And if it escapes, how will you... Oh, a guest.
Your skull
Right.
pounds in response to the prisoner's white-hot stare. Her lips don't move, yet you hear her voice.
Get rid of them.
to her, though you never speak them aloud.
I know what grows inside you, and I know of a cure.
We can't trust her. Her kin nearly got us killed when they attacked the Nautiloid.
Dimessa, watch out!
Yeah, fuck it. Huh. What? All right, I guess.
Time to deal some punishment.
Oh yeah. I don't know how all my movement was done, but okay. Let's see here. Oh, we got as well. Of course.
Got to move.
Very well.
I think we have to. That works.
Enough.
Something good here, I hope.
I guess Daddy taught her okay with the bow.
The tadpole hasn't yet scrambled all your senses. Auspicious. But the longer we wait, the more it consumes. My people...
Careful. She obviously sees your kindness as weakness. Don't let her
No.
take advantage.
You may as well
Simple thank you
suggest a
won't go in this.
wyvern bow to worms. The
Ooh, you
cure
better
I
watch it.
offer
You'll
will
be
suffice
fucking
as
warm
thanks.
food.
It is many things. A hatchery, a training grounds, a shelter.
Githyanki protocol is clear. When infected with a gay tadpole, we must report to Augustil for purification.
You have made an ally from Kresh Kalir. Few know such fortune. Call me Lae'zel.
I'll trust your judgment, but I won't trust her. Not until I've gotten the
I don't
measure.
give a fuck who you trust or
You've a
don't.
sharp tongue.
You probably
elf.
shouldn't trust me either.
Would that your mind
Lamette was
proved
not the
its
trusting
equal.
type.
Half elf. I suppose the finer details are lost on a creature like you.
Come. The Horned Ones mentioned a camp. One there, this Zoru, has seen Githyanki. A Kresh must be near.
Hmm.
We will ask this Zoru where he has seen my kin.
Hey, cool. We all leveled up. Oh, hell yeah. Actually, before we do this part, I think we'll just level up and then, like, stop for the night. Because it's, like, fucking 10. So, actually, I'll just level up when I get back. But we will save Lament. New save. Cool. And, you know what, everybody? Thank you. Bye. Bye.